Hey guys, in this video I want to talk a bit about Mortal Online 2, what it is and why I got interested. It is currently in closed beta during stress test phase and I am playing on low settings on all GTX 1060 graphics cards, so don't judge the game graphics too much, but it can be very pretty even on low settings, especially at night. I have never cared about and never played survival games, so it surprised me that for some reason I got very interested in this hardcore survival MMO game. I have been trying to figure out why I got interested. Maybe it was just the timing, maybe I was just bored while waiting for next Path of Exile League, maybe this game have something special. And I think I finally figured out why this game captured my attention. I'm gonna go straight to the point. It is the atmosphere, realism and immersion. There is no third-person perspective and it isn't some cartoonish or heavily stylized art style, so it does feel like you are in this game, running around, fighting, gathering, fighting trolls for loot, and trying to survive unexpected pack of wolf attack. Battle is also done in a way where your skills actually matter. It matters how you block, where you aim, how you hit enemy, and where your hit lands. It has literally over like 600 crafting things. Most of it seems very confusing and maybe even unnecessary. While the combat is clunky and your latency can make this game feel even clunkier with wrongly timed enemy attacks, but I think it's one of those rare cases where the game seems somehow magical despite things not being perfect. Again, this is still closed beta, many things are missing and many things will be improved and polished, at least I hope. From the first day of the stress test, it was so cool seeing players running around, not knowing what to do, not even knowing how to sit and rest. That includes me. I knew nothing about this game. You start in a tutorial island, you are not given any directions, any pointers. You get a sword, you get a torch, and a starting island map. That's it. Go figure out. There are some tutoring NPCs to teach you about the basics, but it's so funny seeing players shouting, "How do I exit town? I don't even know where I am." Map doesn't tell you your location. You need to figure out where you are and use compass. Mortal Online 2 has a lot of stats and I won't go too deep into that, but it doesn't have like a typical skill system. On a surface, combat is basically swinging your weapon and blocking enemy attacks. You can use bows and there are spells. But there is so much more behind that. Melee attacks and blocks are directional and your hits are physics based, sort of. Melee combat is actually pretty difficult. For example, if you are tall and you got a short weapon like this one-hand axe, then hitting small enemies will be difficult. And especially if you don't have enough running speed. So your height not only affects your attributes, but it actually matters when it comes to combat. And if you are too close, you will hit enemy with a handle and do little damage. You need to read books to improve all sorts of actions and profession skills. For example, if you want to craft a good bow, you need to figure out the right materials, but then you also need to read books about crafting to unlock certain crafting options, but then passively level crafting skill while crafting. You may also need to read books about certain trees and how to use wood to make bows. It can be very confusing and currently all the progression is at 100 times rate, I think. So right now it's very easy to train everything, but still reading some books can take like 30 minutes, which can also work if you are offline and you can still go do other things. You can only have one character right now and I do hope this is changed later on. I made 4 characters, started as a standard warrior without knowing what's what, decided it's too simple and wanted to try magic, see how magic looks like. Then I learned that magic is rather underwhelming as of right now and it requires all sorts of Regans, catalysts to cast spells. And spells don't even do that much damage. After I left the tutorial island and teleported to real world, I was almost immediately attacked by a random player while I was trying to gather some ores. Later on I went deeper into the desert to see what's out there and got killed by a random player, losing all my stuff, which is fine. I assume in these games there are all sorts of guilds for thieves and bounty hunters and traders and bodyguards and so on. So after that I decided that Mage was too underwhelming and too confusing, so I went and made an archer. Sniping is fun, but it's very hard to snipe enemies from far distance, and if you want to farm springboks, then you basically just have to have a bow because they run very fast and it's very easy to lose them in the forest. And while you are chasing some bush pigs or springboks, you may get attacked by a small pack of wolves or run into bandits. It is very cool how everything works, and maybe it is like that because I never played survival games. I am sure there will be players saying in the comments below that in other games there are similar things happening, but I don't know if any other game have the same immersion and the same depth for crafting. By the way, when you die in Mortal Online 2, you leave a bag with your stuff and criminal players can pick it up. In Tutorial Island, criminal actions are disabled, so you can go back and pick up your own loot, which will also contain your carcass and head. You can butcher your carcass for leather, meat, bone, tissues, use that leather to craft armor, use the meat to cook food, and use bones to craft weapons. You can also just straight up eat your own head. Do you know any other game like that? And no, you cannot sell those things to vendors. Admittedly, I spend most of the time in Tutorial Island learning about the game, trying different things to see what I like and just exploring. But based on what other players told me, it seems like the goal of this game is PvP, and I guess in a sense just trying to live a second life in this hardcore MMO game. I will keep an eye on this game and try it out again once it launches open beta with no more vibes. But I don't know if this is the game for me. Once you leave safety of Tutorial Island, it can be pretty brutal and devastating experience. And it seems like this game will require a lot of grinding and you're gonna have to spend a lot of time. And probably lose a lot of nerves when some troll just kills you. There is a mark for murder system, but I'm not sure how efficient it is. I think players can just wait out for 10 minutes and lose their murder status. I could be wrong regarding that. But it seems like you can just yoink other players' stuff just by getting rid of them, waiting for 10 minutes and then you're safe, you can go back to town. And if they come back and try to get rid of you while you do not have the murder status, then they will become marked for criminal. So I really don't know what to think about PvP in this game. If you got more experience with this game, let me know in the comments below, just in general about the PvP and what's the end game look like, what's the goal, because I really don't know what is the other goal other than just living the life and just fighting other players. I believe this stress test and this closed beta is gonna be ending in either today or in just couple days, and I have no idea when will it open the next time. Also, I think I read that Mortal Online 2 is leaning towards subscription model, so you're definitely gonna have to think twice before deciding if you wanna invest your time into this game or not. There may be another free-to-play closed beta test phase, so if you don't want to miss that, just subscribe to their newsletters. As for the next game, I will be playing Outriders, which starts today, hopefully without too many launch issues like most other games. And then in couple more days I will probably be trying out Slaughtermancer game. So if you wanna see me playing those games, check out my stream. For now, thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one.